This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the newest Haslab project for G.I. Joe Classified series, the Cobra Rattler Ground Attack Jet. I'm just going to say this looks really awful the way they set this layout up here. They should have G.I. Joe Classified series either as one line or two. Cobra Rattler should be on its own line, and Ground Attack Jet should be on its own line as well. I don't know who the designers for the website are, but that needs to be redone. And there are already over 10,000 backers of the target of 9,000 to bring this project to fruition, making it pretty much as quick as the Cobra his tank had been, telling us that apparently the Cobra vehicles are far more popular than the G.I. Joe ones, considering how long it took the Dragonfly to hit the first tier. Although, to be fair, the extras on the Dragonfly weren't all that interesting either. And if I remember correctly, they didn't really announce them right away either, did they? Someone go ahead and remind me. See, this layout's a little bit better, but Cobra should be down here with Rattler also. You know, it should be G.I. Joe Classified, Cobra Rattler, Ground Attack Jet. Probably with like a colon or semicolon there. Colon most likely. Colon most likely. But here's our first images of it with the Wild Weasel, and they actually gave him a head sculpt without a helmet. Now, I think everybody knows that I've been complaining for a while that they need to give masked characters that have names actual head sculpts without the masks, and apparently they listened in this case. But let's go over the details more, shall we? It's $324.99. which makes it more expensive than the his tank was, because I think that was only $299, right? Although I think this was about the same price as the G.I. Joe Dragonfly. You know, free shipping if you're a Hasbro Pulse Premium member. The Cobra Airborne is readying for launch, but needs your assistance in funding the crowning achievement of aviation ingenuity. Mars Industries, in concert with Haslab, has developed a 6-inch scale G.I. Joe classified Cobra Rattler ground attack jet. In order to initiate our takeoff sequence, we are in need of 9,000 backer orders by the end of the campaign. Well, they definitely got it like the first day. For each Haslab vehicle you pledge, you will receive a Cobra Rattler jet along with the action figure of Flight Commander Wild Weasel, featuring premium deco, detailing and articulation for posability. Okay, so here we have our additional tiers. We have Cobra Airborne Squadron patches at 1,100. I'm just going to go with that's lame, because that's just... I don't know a whole lot of people who actually will use these patches on any clothing that they have. So this is kind of dumb, in my general opinion. I mean, it would be fine to be thrown in with something else, but on its own, this is not going to get people excited. Along with that, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Rattler Gunner. This is a good idea, but this should have been the first unlock, not these patches. Again, you could have him and the patches together, that would be fine. But we need 1,400 backers to get that. The most exciting one, in my opinion, is that they are also including a pilot version of the Baroness. And we'll get a better look at that a little further down on this. So here are some screenshots of it. Wild Weasel wearing a helmet, or partial helmet, which is cool because it looks like he's got the helmet and then he's got the mask that goes on front of it. So it's not just a full helmeted piece like you would expect. The design looks really nice though. I really appreciate this one. The gunner turret is definitely different than what we've had previously on the Rattlers, but I'm not going to complain. The wings fold up like in previous versions of the Rattler, so it's easily storable. So it won't take up quite as much room on your shelf if you've just got it sitting there. However, I suspect a lot of people are going to try to find ways to hang this sucker from the ceiling. I know that is currently my plan. And also, you look at this. This is 33 inches long, meaning that it is almost 3 feet from nose to tail. And actually the wingspan's almost 3 feet as well. So this is going to take up a lot of real estate. And we do have the vertical takeoff wings, so they can turn and rise straight up and then blast forward. Lights in the cockpit. I will admit I like the electronics on these things. I hope we get some additional sounds and everything. Since it is a jet, we need some good jet sounds and turbines rotating and all that other fun stuff. And it looks like there are even lights probably in the turret as well. Here we have our first look at the Wild Weasel. Like I said, he's got a head sculpt. Actually, it's not a bad head sculpt either. We've got a battle damaged helmet and a mask, as well as the regular helmet and mask to go on him. I do kind of think that it would have been nice if they'd given us a separate full helmet head, though, with a somewhat different design, just to be a random Cobra pilot. Because I'm probably not the only person who's buying more than one of these. We get a bunch of different kind of missiles to use with it as well. And if you see here, the cover does come off, so you get access to the turbine, which was something that happened originally. So we have 2 system cluster bombs with visible bomblets. That would be these things here, and you can kind of see the little balls in there. 2 70mm precision guard. 2 70mm precision guided rocket launchers. 2 AEA-56 quick thrust short range missiles. 2 EO-118 electro optical renegade missiles. 2 thermonuclear bombs. Okay. And 2 bomb racks that hold 6 total PLM-184 unguided bombs. But no Cobra Rattler would be complete without its rattle. The manual thumb wheel rotates the muzzle of the Carry CDV-9B Jawbreaker nose cannon, providing a cacophony of 30mm fire. And here we see the glowing gunner cockpit, and there is straps to hold them in place. Looks like we're going to be getting some blast effects as well. Here we go. Showing missile launching, guns firing off, more missile launching. That's cool. It does look like we've got brand new blast effects though for the shooting from the gunnery turret. So that's a big plus in my opinion. Here's a better look at the open cover. And does the cover actually flip open and not just pull off like previous versions? And then do they have this ladder as part of it? We might have to go back and take a number look here. Yeah, hinged panel reveals the mechanisms, so that's cool. Removable ladder, awesome. We have the flight stand that also holds missiles. Same thing that they did with like the O-ring Sky Striker. Here we have everything together. We have the Cobra Gunner with 2 different heads. Oh, I'm definitely glad I ordered 2 now, because that'll give us 2 different characters there. The Baroness. Here are all the different bombs, missile racks, blast effects, and even we have a battle damage panel we can swap out right here, so that's cool. I like it. Surprise of surprises here, the Baroness is actually wearing high heels again. We haven't seen that in a while. Now the question is, did they give her boobs underneath her flight vest there? But these all look cool together though. I mean, here are the enlarged patches. Again, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to use these. But, like, I don't know what you'd even put that on. I guess I'd go out buy a new army coat in black to go for Cobra. Here we've got a better look at the Rattler gunner. Couple pistols, a rifle, helmet with mask, hose to attach. I'm wondering if this will attach to somewhere in the cockpit, or, well, in this case, the gunnery pit, because it does not look like there's a spot to attach it on him, and that would make sense. maybe. But then we got the two different head sculpts, black and white. It looks really cool. I like it. Here is the Baroness. She comes with different head sculpts here, or hair sculpts, which again, I've made it clear that is my pet peeve with these, is that they're giving us different hair instead of different heads. So you can't swap them out easily with other figures to make new figures. Come on, Hasbro. Live a little. Give us some of that stuff to make it easier for us to buy multiples to modify. But we've got kind of her hair in an updo with a bun in the back that would go with the headphones here. And then just the long straight hair, which I'm assuming is the same one being shown here. But this could actually be different. I'm not 100%. But I'm going to assume that you have to pull the hair off in order to put the helmet on her as well. These are those cluster bombs. This is actually some pretty nice designing here. Although, to be perfectly honest, I don't see the G.I. Joe Dragonfly being able to catch up to a freaking jet. Because it is still a jet versus a helicopter. So that takes us through the whole thing. Yeah, so while I was talking, we got another, what was it, 6 backers. I honestly cannot imagine that this won't make it up to the top tier. I definitely want that Baroness figure. They did not give us enough images of her, though, because I do, like I said, I am wondering, since this is actually the first mainline Baroness that they've done with the traditional heels that she had. I mean, even on her retro figure, they may have been wedges, but they were still a higher heel. Looking over here, they may have actually given her boobs, too. Because as we've all noticed, they tend to decrease the size of women's breasts in the action figure industry lately. Because for whatever reason, they want the female characters to look more androgynous than the male characters. But I really do want this figure, and I'm wondering how much of this sculpt is new on her. Like, obviously, Wild Weasel and the Gunner are sharing a lot of parts. But she honestly kind of looks like she may have a bunch of newer parts here. And what I'm kind of thinking maybe is that this is a pre-tool for giving us a first appearance Baroness, probably in the retro card line, because the original costume that she wore in the G.I. Joe miniseries was very plain and not the more traditional black and red that we usually see. I mean, look here. There definitely seems to be a bit more push out on that vest. So yeah, maybe we are getting some actual like femme fatale look to the Baroness here. And I love this head sculpt, man, with that hair, with the bun. That just looks great. So I am looking forward to this. And I'm not going to lie, I may actually consider ordering a third Rattler if we get all the way up to all 3 tiers. And I can't imagine that we won't. Because if this, we got past the first tier in the first day, the only snafu I can see again is that these patches are their own tier, and this should have included an actual action figure along with the patches. Like, what you could have done, Hasbro, for this, that would have made more sense, is one patch with each of the unlocked figures and have a third figure. Anyway, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know, are you planning on getting the Cobra Rattler as part of your G.I. Joe collection? I love this one. I think it's too expensive, like most of the Haslab stuff. So be it. I want this. I especially want this Baroness figure. But then I have a preference for the female action figures in these lines anyway. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.